the Portland 14-inch electric chainsaw from Harbor Freight, coming right up. Thanks for tuning in to Lenderman's Shop today. We're going to take a look at this Portland 14-inch chainsaw. This is not exactly a complete and comprehensive review. It's really the first time that I've used it taken out of the box. As you remember, I did a little slight mention of it back in my earlier video when I got a few new toys for my birthday back in January. So this is actually the first time I've used this. So the first thing you want to do before you start well, any chainsaw, and especially this one, is make sure you have oil in here. So let me bring this up a little bit closer for you. You see where they have the oil here is kind of on an angle coming out there. So I guess the intention is for you to pick it up and put the oil in. Not exactly sure why they have it like that. On my other electric chainsaw, the oil is flat here. But anyway, so I had to pick that up, and they did provide oil in the box with the chainsaw, so that's nice. Let me get the cap on here. That. The cap for the oil and the cap for the oil bottle are the same size. All right, so oil does come in the box here. All right, the second part you want to make sure before you run your chainsaw, any chainsaw, is make sure the chain is tight here. Okay, not too tight. The directions say when you pull it down, it should snap back. So as we go here, I might need to adjust that, and you can adjust the tension of the chain right here, and that makes it real nice. It's a nice big knob there that you can just make a quick adjustment there. I like that. So that actually might be a little bit tight. Let me know what you think. Is that a little bit tight? I can loosen that. We'll go with feel for the first time. All right. Now, when using an electric chainsaw, make sure you have a nice big cord that goes on here. The chainsaw itself does not come with a case, but it does come with a blade cover, which is very nice. So I recommend that you hold on to your box so that you can store your chainsaw in the box when you're done. These will leak. Getting back to the oil, I only added just about a quarter of a tank, we'll say, a quarter of a tank of oil here, because I don't think I'm going to need it too much. When you're using the saws, just keep an eye on the oil here and just add as you go. Otherwise, these chainsaws kind of tend to leak oil as they are sitting. So if you don't use all the oil in your chainsaw while you're using it, quite possibly it will leak out as it's just sitting in your garage. So, and that's fine. Keep it inside your box here, and that'll help soak up the oil. All right, getting back to the power cord. Make sure you have a nice strong power cord. If you have other electric devices at home, other electric tools, I have an electric snow blower. I have the chainsaw. I have an electric log splitter up in the shed. Your reciprocating saw. Get a nice good power cord, because if you put two of these together and one of the cords is not of the right gauge, you're not going to get enough electricity out to your cord weighed out in the yard. All right, so let's put this together and see how it sounds when we turn it on. All right, so this is what it sounds like. All right, nice, good, strong sounding motor there. There is no automatic brake on here, which means that when you stop using the saw, give it time for the chain to stop moving. Some of the higher priced saws have a brake on the blade, and which is actually a nice safety feature. This one does not have a blade brake on it. Okay, so let's go up to the log that's just come down in the backyard, a big branch. It just came down. We'll take a look at the branch, and then I'll maneuver it a little bit to just see how the saw cuts through it, and see if this is a saw that's good for you at your house. here's the branch that just came down right after I finished cutting the grass, no more than an hour after I finished cutting the grass through here. And I'm going to move the branch a little bit further that way. I see a lot of bee activity over in here. So I'm not sure if they're coming out of the ground or what's going on. I don't think they're coming out of the tree branch itself, because I see them hovering more around this area of the ground. Like right in there I can see one. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but they're kind of all over here. So I want to move the branch over there, and then we'll take care of the cutting up of this branch. We'll see how the chainsaw works. Off we go then. All right, I have the log out of the sun where it was over there, and I got it away from where those bees were. So I'm pretty sure those bees were coming out of the ground and not out of the log. I just saw a fly over there. And they're not coming out of the log, so I think we're in good shape there. All right, so moving on to cutting this log. This is pretty much how I cut up whatever limbs and branches fall out of trees on my property here. I bring it over to a shaded area or an area that's good to work in. And I use a smaller piece right across the bottom there to help prop it up. I try to make my cuts as straight as possible, so that way when I go to split them, it's easy for them. It's easy to split them. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to cut off this end piece here, because this is going to cause me a headache on the splitter. So I'm going to cut this off, and then I'll cut another piece. Now, I fully realize that many of you will not be extremely happy with my chainsaw attire here. So I will be wearing my ear protection. I will be wearing my eye protection. As always, I wear those two items and along with my gloves every time I cut the grass. Whenever I do anything outside, I protect my ears, I protect my eyes. I guess typically when you're using a chainsaw, you should have on the nice chainsaw pants to protect your legs and so forth. I don't have that. I'm hoping the fact that I'm using an electric chainsaw that's not too powerful will help me. The one thing I do want to say about this particular saw is it did not come with an end guard. The other, I have a Homelight 16-inch chainsaw in the garage. That one actually came with a tip guard on it, which helps if you hit something on the end, it's not going to cause a kickback. I took that off anyway. So the fact that this one does not have a tip guard is okay with me, but just so you know, it does not come with that. All right, so let me get my glasses on, get my ear protection on, and we'll see how this cuts through a log. This might get a little bit loud, so maybe turn down your volume a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Okay, one thing I want to show you here does have this button. You have to push that button in and then pull up on the trigger for this to work. General rule with chainsaws is try not to ever let your blade touch the dirt. The dirt will make the blade dull very quickly. So I'm going to pull this up and do a little finishing up here. I don't know if you can see this in the video. It might be because of where it's sitting on the ground, but it's kind of hard to get this to sit without the blade touching the ground. Since it's not running, I don't think it's a huge issue, but just when you put it down, make sure it's not moving, because you don't want it to dig into the dirt. Okay, let's do a few more pieces here. Keep checking your oil. All right, that's the wrap up on the Portland 14-inch chainsaw from Harbor Freight. Again, if this is what you do for a living, probably don't want to have an electric chainsaw from Harbor Freight. If, however, you're only going to be using a chainsaw a few times a year, then at this point, I cannot attest to longevity of this machine, but this feels pretty good. So consider it. It was not super expensive. I forget what the price of it was when I bought it back in January. It was not very much. I'll put that price below. Okay, that is it. Thank you for joining me here at Lenderman Shop. I hope this was a informative demonstration for you of the Portland chainsaw. Let me know in the comments below. Are you considering purchasing this chainsaw? Do you have another brand